was it? Saturnalia was a big orgy. It involved murder of children, raping of kids, all kinds of stuff. Went on for a while. Still going on. Still going on. And then what does it say? Christmas Day to throw a huge Christmas pizza party. And this is from a book called The Secret Pizza Party. And do you know that they refer to pizza as a symbol for pedophilia? But what's interesting here, right? Actually, let me go grab one other thing. So, with the pizza, here's the seal of Saturn. I showed that to you. Here it is from the Manson murders, which didn't happen either. So let me just outline this for you real quick there, buddy. Let's use this. See, they think they're slick. See, it says secret handshake. I don't know if you can read that, Paul. They think they're slick, but they're not. They're stupid. Right? See, and this zigzag, that's another logo they use. You notice the sleeves are in Israeli blue and white? Yeah. And if you go like this, and you go like this, you bring this down all the way down here like this, and then you run this across like this, you notice you get the 6-pointed star of Saturn. Anyway, but that's the seal. See, there's the seal right there, and here it is here. As above, so below. That's from the Manson murders. And if you look real close, Paul, look here. If you look real close, that you think that looks like a clover, but it's really it's two threes, it's 33. And 33 happens what? That happens when you get it at the yin-yang and it creates a fictitious world in your head. Like I told you, Magic Kingdom. With the Manson murders, it did never happen. Charles Manson would be Charlie Mason. Again, this AR, this doesn't say war. This is the seal. If we, I'll show you. Look here. If you draw a line across here like this, see it? That's the above, that's the below. And the purpose is that they do that to the kids because they put them in a false state of mind. In other words, they're damning them to hell because they get stuck in a trauma loop that they can't get out of. And Disney represents hell. And you know what the funny part about that is, Paul? Is not only are people not trying to get out of that fucking thing, but they're standing in line and buying tickets to get in. Comical, isn't it? So here's the seal here. Here's the seal here. Let's see. 1 second, Paul. There you go, Paul. That's a train car pile up. And I think that was in Wisconsin like a year and a half ago. Just a few things here. Do you really think that trains crash and make the seal of Saturn like that? Do you think they do that? Or do you think that might be somebody trying to tell you something? There. You think? Oh, this is my favorite part of it. The pink, yellow, and blue, that's the divine feminine. That's 432 hertz, the frequency. See that right there? You see that eye? Well, that eye is your asshole. It also has to do with being the observer in this reality, trying to figure out what is reality and what is not. But they do it so that they put the kid in a state of a fake reality and they don't get out of it. And they can be manipulated. Which I'm getting to that stuff, which absolutely proves 100% that this chick is tied in. Probably with the CIA, looking at the size of it. So hang on. So this is a secret handshake. This is a kid's book, by the way. Oh, hang on. So let's go back a little bit. So they have a pizza party for kids who are in local orphanages and foster homes. Well, why those kids? Well, because they get lost in the system. Nobody cares because nobody even knows who they are. Or otherwise involved in youth and family services, which is a horrendous thing that they've used for years to kidnap kids and murder them. The goal is to offer kids a Christmas that they wouldn't otherwise have or otherwise want. Our park in Richmond hosts meet and greets for prospective adoptive parents and children in foster care. Those aren't prospective parents, those are prospective buyers. Those are prospective buyers, Paul. So let me just pull this up real quick. Yeah, so here's a secret pizza party, and you notice they have a raccoon, and he's got his finger over his mouth, like, don't say anything. You see, I told you yellow and pink. Yellow and pink, you see these colors, it's always sex and violence. That's the code for that. See the mask? This is James Alafante. He was on Hillary Clinton's staff, I believe. Notorious pedophile and child murderer. See, it says Jimmy Comet. It's Hebrew, it's Jimmy Comet. It's all ritual sacrificing of children and raping them and fucking them or whatever. But you notice he's got the mask on? And here's your good friend Biden. Why is he there with the panda bear? Because there's a thing called the panda virus, which is just a bunch of horny old men that like to fuck little kids, is what it is. That's what all of this is. Oh, when I get done with this thing with you, and this thing with Stephanie, I'm going after this fucker right here. And he's gonna have an ultimatum. You either pull them fucking books off the shelf or I'm gonna do it for you in a very legal and definite way. See this? This is all pedophilia. This is what's going up at Stephanie's house. That's why she sent me the picture of the dick on the phone. I think it was her very, very kind and subtle way to say, don't come up here. It's not safe. So let's continue. So here, Paul, look here. So this is her pictures of her thing. These are staged photos. So let's just look. Now, if you just take an X here, oops, sorry, 1 second. If you take and put an X here like this, and then we put another X next to it, watch here. Right there, and then we get the seal. It's 2 X's. In chromosomes, it's female, because it's mommy. So if we look here, these pictures are shot this way on purpose. You see? Oh, this is my favorite. That's the seal there. And then these were taken on purpose like that. There you go. So you get the seal that way. These are taken on purpose. Oh, and this guy here, you know why he's doing that? Watch here. Why his head is like that? Because this is this. I'll show you. It's off the Steely Dan album cover. See that? And then we'll just take this. No, I'll use black. You'll see here in a minute. It's supposed to be the eye, basically. And I'll show you where they do that. The Steely Dan album cover. Just think how much fun you and I could have had, man, if we didn't have to go down this road. I really think you and I would have probably hit it off pretty good because we're probably pretty much from the same era. But you chose to turn your back on me for whatever reason, man. Because you're involved in this or whatever. But, yeah, hang on. You see the kid right there, the way he's holding his head? You see this is from a Steely Dan album? You see the eye right there? And then there's a triangle. This is what the kid's doing. Steely Dan. The Tell Dan Steely. Let's continue here quickly. quickly, Paul. You see this? The secret pizza party? See how he's on the outside looking in? And then I want you to look at the picture behind it. See the position of the hands? This is the dragon's claw. The Detroit Jewish News. Oh, looky there. They look exactly the same. And this is Pilate. Makes me think that Pilate was one of the Red Sea pedestrians. Because there it is. That's the dragon's claw. But what I wanted you to see is this is when Jesus was brought up in front of Pilate. And there's a dude up there doing it. There's a guy there doing it. Here's this fruitcake doing it. This one I love the most. See the finger? And he's doing it. Chick with a dick, right? You're going to love this one, Paul. Look here. This is one of my earlier findings. Black Lives Matter. See the shadow? This is how they pass stuff off in the news. See? There's no shadow. Why? Because it's making this right here, which is the devil, mommy, whatever you want to call it. And that's why they're using it in the secret pizza party, because it's them that are doing it, right here. And just so you get it, see Miley Cyrus right here? Got her arms up just like this and this and this guy. That's all part of Baal worship. All part of the big sodomy club. See a little girl here eating pizza, which is a symbol for pedophilia. See it? See it? One eye closed. Just like Stephanie with the one eye in the picture. There's a pizza here, see it? Not making it up, Paul. See this here, Paul? See old Tom Hanks? He's with Oprah and that girlfriend of hers. You see up here? See the pizza on the wall? See how he's got a black eye? Well, that's just another way of doing the one eye symbolism. What does it say? I am not allowed to talk. Interesting. Can you see the way his hand is curled? That's referred to. That's just another symbol for the dragon's claw. It's just another position. If you see four of them, that's the lion's paw, which is all Israeli stuff. See it? Right there, buddy. I'm not making it up. I told you I'm an expert on this stuff. I live this day in and day out. Gee, Paul, this might go into 3 discs. Okay. So anyway, this is still part of her bio for this launch park or whatever it is. The inception of the park was a creation of Aaron's consciousness. Now we're talking mind stuff again. Who runs mind control programming? Do you know, Paul? That's right. The CIA does that. Well, they all work for Israel, basically. They all work for Israel. I'll show you a picture here in a minute. The inception of the park was a creation of Aaron's consciousness when she discovered the concept of trampoline park during a family vacation to Disney World, aka hell. But this is rich. 9 years ago. 9 in the occult represents hell, Paul. Why? Because in mathematics it's the only number that returns to itself, which is basically an endless loop. Remember the Beatles' White Album, the song number 9? All they said on there was number 9, number 9, number 9, because it's a repeating loop. Repeating a loop. See, everything she's writing here is all coded pedophilia. Okay, now I'm about to show you a good one. Hang on. So this is off of Erin Arnold. Her Pinterest, because I went and looked at her. And she says, Ash highlights or dark hair. But do you notice something, Paul? Why are you mirroring it? Why are you mirroring it? Because she's in the club. She got done, and now she's an agent for it. You see how it's mirrored? And so I'm going to show you how this works. This is another way to pass off information. So we're going to do this. You see how it's mirrored? Now, remember I told you Mickey Mouse is a representation of hell. Remember he got the finger up? Mickey Mouse in the occult is an archon. An archon is a Greek Gnostic name for a demon. And he always wears white gloves. Why? Well, when you're committing a crime, you don't want to leave fingerprints, do you? That way you can always do the Pontius Pilate. My hands are clean. So watch. She puts this up there. Anytime they mirror, it's them. So we're going to make this really small like this. And I'm going to bring it up here like this. And I want you to sit back, Paul, and I want you to squint your eyes. And then you see the Mickey Mouse head in there? You see the eye there, the nose, and the mouth? And you see the ears? Okay, so that's classic mind programming. It's classic mind programming. So what they do is when they're torturing a kid, they'll keep flashing the picture of Mickey Mouse, and then if they ever need to, it's a trigger. They can show that kid that picture, and the fear and remembering the trauma will reset their brain so that they can bring out a character. It's interesting stuff. It's dark and demented, but it's really interesting. This is where you're getting all these school shooters from. This is where this comes from. It's mind programming, like this. And this is Erin Arnold's page. And everything she wrote is pedophilic. And there's the mouse. It's all there, Paul. I mean, I don't have to make anything up. Stephanie's blank look. How many altars are in Stephanie? See, because you don't kill the body, you kill off or replace the altar. So let's just say Stephanie was programmed. Well, you don't kill her off. She has other altars in her head that she can bring forward, and then she'll be a new person, same body, but different mind with already programmed memories. I know Erin Arnold and Lasky are involved in this thing, and I'm hoping and praying you ain't. But if I was wrong about this stuff, how would I have known to shrink that head to see that mouse's head? Because I've been doing this for 20 years, and I know their little tricks. Anybody looking at this would know that, and then they would know that she's into it, and then they would go to her. That's how it works, Paul. That's why I'm having a hard time dealing with this Stephanie got shot story. Okay, Paul, you know what this picture is? It's a slice of pizza. Let's play a game. You want to? So, there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what is this? Well, I'll tell you what it is. Let's just make these letters a little bit bigger, Paul, so we can all read them, because we're old, ain't we? So, you see it's a slice of pizza? It's called Five Eyes. Five Eyes are the 5 Western countries that are involved in child trafficking. So we're going to start with America, England, and I had a capital on there. America, England, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. And guess who the sixth one is? Australia, Canada, England, America, New Zealand.
Israel.
Hold on a second. And then we'll just do this. We'll just change this color. And we'll just do this. We'll just make a line a little skinnier, like this. And then so we have this. This is Australia. This is Canada. This is England. This is New Zealand. And this is America. And what's the rest of it? Well, the dark star, that's Saturn. Right? And the upside down pentagram, we know that. But what's the best part? Here's the best part, which is the worst part. Here it is, Paul. Ready? That's the eclipse. That's the 2 sides of the brain coming together. See that sun and the moon? In other words, if we did it like this, Paul, if we did it like this, hang on, let me get the right shape. If we did it like this, see, this is what they do. This is, incidentally, this is what the demonic horns are. It's just a representation of the eclipse. If I take this like this, I always get angry when this happens. to get the art stuff in there. See this like this? This is all black in here. Like the eclipse I showed you with the star in there. See what I mean? See what I mean here? I miss Stephanie a lot, man. Sometimes I'm at work and I have a hard time just dealing with life. She was such a great person, you know. And I'm truly not doing this to aggravate you, but you know what I'm saying? This has to be done, buddy. I hate this brush. Anyway, you get the gist. See the eclipse? That's what that is. That's shit at work. It's the best I could do on short notice. I did love Stephanie very much. I miss her voice. She was like a daughter to me. She was like a girlfriend. She was like a sister. She used to come to me and I used to explain to her how Joe, what his narcissistic stuff was. The night that I talked to her, everything was fine. All Joe wanted was the no contact order to be amended. That's why I don't buy this story about her being murdered by Joe. She'd be murdered by somebody, but it wasn't him. And the cops not talking, and the time that's expanded, and the no videos, and it all points to foul play. I sure wish you and I could have been under different circumstances, buddy. As a pilot for years, I flew stunt planes and rode motorcycles, did all that stuff. Stephanie was really special. I have a comforter she gave me, and we went antiquing one time. She bought me like a little washcloth thingy. We actually ate at that stupid restaurant, Mystic Pizza. Don't ever go there. The only thing that's mystical about it is the price. Hang on. So this girl here is the girl that Joe was fucking on the side. Her name was Hillary Abramson, or Hillary Liberty. You see how she's a picture and a picture and a picture? You see how this is from the movie Citizen Kane? He's a picture and a picture and a picture. You see this? This is the clue to this. This is a picture that Hitler painted called "Man Stabbing Crap." Well, you know how that works, don't you? When another man gets on another man, then he's stabbing his crap. So what I'm trying to show you here is that the person that this happens to gets stuck in an endless loop. That's why it's a doorway and a doorway and a doorway. It goes on forever. This is not like what happens with two gay people. I mean, this is what happens when you do this to a kid. And this girl that I talked to for about an hour and a half said Joe was very much into it, which means that Stephanie was very much into it. Well, maybe she wasn't, but knowing that creep for what he was. Paul, when Stephanie had the domestic, why didn't you tell that guy, if you ever touch my daughter again, I'm going to throw you off a bridge? I would have. I might have shot him myself. And it really wasn't a domestic. They were arguing over a folder, which was stupid because it had information about Joe cheating on her, but she was going to show it to her kids, which I thought was absolutely retarded. They didn't need to be drug into it. She didn't drag him into it. He did. But it was stupid to be showing the kids anything. Anyhow, that's what this is. So this is what happens to these children that get screwed. In the movie Citizen Kane, which is really Cain and Abel. Remember at the very beginning, some creepy guy comes and grabs him, and at the end he says Rosebud. Yeah, that's street slang for somebody who gets fucked in the ass. Because they get hemorrhoids from it. So I'm going to end disc 2 and I'm going to start on disc 3, and that should be the last one.